Well, it is time to chat once again with Lisa Lano for Medium Mondays. This week, her guest is hoping to connect with her son. And right now, we welcome back Lisa and her guest, Zeta Murphy. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you for having me.
So, you sent us an email saying that you really wanted to connect with your son who has passed away.
Yes, I
so, you
did.
sent the email to Lisa, and Lisa, you were able to make a connection, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sadly, and I'm very sorry at the loss of
Thank you.
a child. Even though he was an adult, he's still your baby boy. And the picture just showed me very soulful eyes. This is a good kid. That was the first thing I thought of was, what a good soul. What a nice guy. He's a sweet guy. But the first thing I felt when I looked at the picture was, I asked him, I said, Georgie, were you gone quickly or were you ill? And he said, no, it was sudden. And then as I was writing that down to have you validate that for me, I heard a gunshot.
Yes, he was murdered.
Because I didn't see the hand to his head.
Yes.
I knew it wasn't suicide. So because this is an open case, there's a lot of details that we can't discuss because it has not been solved yet. So we'll just leave it at that
Yes.
I know that he was a murder victim. He did want you to know that he passed immediately. I know you had a question about that. He said his head felt cold for a second, and then he was out. And I asked him to show me what happened after that. And it's a good thing we discussed this earlier
Yes.
because he couldn't figure it out at first. He showed me this older man who had a handful of dirt. I said, dirt? What are you talking about, dirt? And he's showing me a man who had a farm.
Yes, my grandfather.
Okay, and this is in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Okay, so that's who welcomed him. And even though he may not have known him, they know each other over there. So he was talking about that. He said he showed me. Now you told me that he died at 26, right?
26.
He said something. He showed me 22. He said something happened at 22. He didn't tell me what, but he said I wasn't myself after that.
Yeah, he had an accident. He lost his arm.
He lost his arm. Okay. Because he wasn't specific, and that's all I got was 22, and that's when I had asked you if he passed at 22. I said, tell me something about your personality. He said, I know what I want. I totally know what I want. I want it done now. I want it done my way.
Yeah.
But he says it with a big smile.
That's the way he was.
Yeah. And he's talking. Oh, the other thing that just came in that was really kind of different was I heard stringed instruments, very pretty classical music.
Because my sister, she's a violin teacher.
Violin. And he said just to say hello.
She was his neighbor.
Oh, no wonder. Okay. Because out of all the people in the world, he picked her.
Yes.
He's also telling me, and again, he didn't give me specifics, but he's doing this big age difference. I said, well, between who? He said, between myself and a sibling. And he's,
Yeah, his brother is 11.
oh, okay, that's a big age difference. Because he would be 27 now.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Because this is unfortunately only a year that this has happened. He's letting you know that your son is going to be very protective of you. So make sure if you're going to be late, you call and let him know because he worries.
Yes.
But that he's a good kid. So
Yes, he
telling me,
is.
I'm looking after him. Don't worry about it. So he's talking about the protective little brother. Oh, he's talking about two little girls,
His daughters.
his daughters. He said one is giggly, the other one is more serious. One has straighter hair, the other one has curly hair. And he wants to, and I don't know which one this is, but he's doing this with the tooth. Somebody's about to lose it. I think they're first or second. And he said, congratulations that the tooth fairy's going to be coming. How cute is that?
Very cute.
With the tooth fairy. What I want to know from you, is there anything specific that you want to know from him?
If he passed fast.
Very fast. The
okay.
cold. He just said cold.
He didn't suffer. That's what I always worry about.
No.
He suffer.
And there's some things that I know that I don't want to discuss on air because it was multiple
Yes.
bullets.
Yes.
But I feel as though instantly it was whatever the first bullet was is what hit him. Because he said I asked him if he knew he was shot, and he said no. He just felt cold. So in some small, I hate to use the word comfort, but for him to wake up on the other side or in heaven, and if he saw you, he might not know where it happened. But when he wakes up and sees this man, and he's in Puerto Rico, and he sees somebody that he didn't even know,
Okay.
who's showing him the soil and the earth, and oh, you're my great grandfather. Now he knows that he's on the other side, and his soul, because sometimes people will become ghosts.
Yes.
But just because people are murdered, or even if they've committed suicide, and we know this wasn't a suicide, he knew where he was, and that's a good thing. He doesn't want you to ever feel guilty about anything, things that may bother you from the past. He's like, you're a good mom. It's just I wanted things my way, and I'm kind of stubborn, and I was kind of spoiled.
Yeah, he was like that.
Yeah, very stubborn. He said other people spoiled him, but they did it out of love, and you know, nobody did anything wrong. It was just an unfortunate thing that happened to him.
Kid, I can't imagine what it's like to lose a child. But if you could you share with us how you're feeling right now after hearing what Lisa told you?
Well, I feel more peaceful now to hear that he passed without pain. So that's a little closer that I have about that, because I always had that in my head that he suffered. So
And I would not lie to you.
thank
I would
you.
tell you gently, but I wouldn't lie about it. And you asked, and I told you what he told me. It's what you need to hear. I don't tell people what they want to hear. I have to tell you the truth, and that's what I heard.
It must be neat to hear that he's looking down, he's keeping an eye on you and his daughter's still, right?
Yes.
His daughter's his sister and his baby brother.
Yes.
All right. Well, Zeta, we know this can be difficult. It's very emotional, but we thank you for sharing this with us and our
Thank you.
viewers. And Lisa, thank you.
I'll see you next week.